My name is Rhett Soliday, and I'm the head men's basketball coach at Vanguard University.
So, Coach, what inspired you to be the men's basketball head coach?
Well, from a young age, I was always really passionate about the game of basketball. I participated in all sports, but I knew as I got older that basketball really was a passion of mine. And when it came to the point where my college career was coming to a close, I had to decide what I wanted to do next in my life, and had an opportunity to stay at the college level and coach at the college level. And I took that opportunity, and from that time I knew when I first got started that being a head coach was a dream of mine. Having a program and developing a program was a dream that I had, not for the purpose of fulfilling any personal desires, but because I really truly enjoyed the relationships that came from being a mentor and a leader to the guys in the program. And the opportunity I got at Vanguard, which was my first opportunity to be a head coach, provided that opportunity to be a leader and a mentor in a great program at a great university.
Last year, the Lions were second in the nation at forcing half-court turnovers. What did you guys work on during the offseason to continue the dominant defensive half-court pressure?
Yeah, well, it's interesting when you break down our stats last year. We were pretty efficient at turning people over, but some of the things we weren't as efficient at were on the defensive glass. So even if you're turning a lot of people over, but you're giving away a higher field goal percentage, and you're not winning the battle on the boards, sometimes that turnover number can be a little deceptive. But this year, it's definitely a stat that we take pride in playing with great effort, because it's an indicator that we're playing really hard. So we want to continue to play at a level of intensity and effort that does create those turnovers, which can lead to easy baskets and opportunities offensively. And so we've continued throughout, in the summer as we train guys, and then as we've gotten started here this season in practice, we are putting a big emphasis on continuing to apply pressure defensively for the purpose of turning over the opponent.
What is the importance of preseason? Is there a specific area of the game that you guys are focusing on improving during the preseason?
Yeah, I think the biggest, I alluded to it a little bit, we've got a few steps this year that we need to take as a team, building on some of the positive momentum from last year towards the end of the year. One of the things that we need to keep building is an identity of physicality. I think in the paint last year, we were not on the plus side in some of the categories in terms of points in the paint, transition points, things like that, things that really show that you've got a level of toughness and physicality in the way that you're playing in the paint. And so that is a continued focus for us, is improving some of those stats: offensive and defensive rebounding, points in the paint, transition baskets, and efficiency, field goal percentage with those shots in the paint.
How do you see the new players fitting in with last year's returners?
Surprisingly, we didn't anticipate that we would have 8 new guys, but sometimes that's just the way it works out. So we've got 8 new players on the roster, and it really does feel like a lot of our guys, even the new guys with the returning guys, it feels like they've known each other for a long time. And that's a good feeling. They're very close. Our entire team spends a lot of time together off the court, in addition to the time they spend on the court. And that kind of synergy, that kind of togetherness is really critical for a team having a chance to become all it can become. And I think this team has a chance to do that because of how close they are.
The Lions lost 8 players from last season, and those players averaged 41.1 points per game. Which current players do you see filling that hole?
Yeah, of those 8 we brought in, I really think all of them have potential. We're going to have a couple guys that do redshirt, but all of the new guys have tremendous potential to fill the gaps in a variety of ways, which includes scoring. I think a combination of our freshmen and our transfers, Capri, Uzan, and James Moore, those are 2 really dynamic freshmen that have a chance to have a major impact in the conference right away. And then some of those transfers we added as well, which include Dante Williams, Connor Griffin, Jeremy McKay, Mario Soto. The combination of those 4 transfers is a really dynamic group, and I think all 6 of them are going to have a major impact and fill that gap.
With so much turnover with the roster, what challenges does it create for building the new identity of the team?
The biggest thing is getting the message across in terms of the expectations, the cultural expectations of the program, of the university, the academic expectations. When you have the more new guys you have, the more teaching there is to be done. And so, but as a coaching staff, we really embrace the opportunity we have to teach the guys what it means to be a Vanguard student athlete. When they understand that first, what it means to be a Vanguard student athlete, the expectations we put on them in terms of basketball specific expectations are much easier to get.
What are your expectations for the team as the head coach going into this season?
The expectation for us is to max out. The scoreboard for us doesn't dictate what being the best version of ourselves is. I do believe, and this team believes, that if we are the best version of ourselves, meaning we bring consistent, focused effort every day to a man, individually and collectively as a team, then we're going to be successful. The scoreboard will take care of itself. And this team has enough talent, enough grit, enough ability, enough athleticism, enough length, enough physicality to be on the winning end a lot of nights if we put those things together and if we put first things first.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you.